Hey guys, now that season 2 of Euphoria is finally over, I thought it's time to do a ranking of the characters from worst to best. Only 10 of them, that's all we have time for. Coming in at number 10, and this is fairly obvious I think, is Cassie. Cassie baby, what are we doing this season? I get the guilt part of it. In the beginning, I was like, oh, she did a bad thing. She's guilty about this. And then I thought, okay, maybe she's gonna redeem herself. And then once it was found out that she was messing around with Nate, Maddie was right. She was just a coward. She couldn't say like, yeah, I made a mistake. It is what it is. Like, and I have no respect for that. Coming in at number 9, I think we expected this one too. Nate baby. And the reason why Nate is not 10, because Nate, we expect him to be a bad person. What happened this season, I was just kind of like, all right, classic Nate behavior. Well, other than coming between his ex-girlfriend and her best friend, he proceeded to get somewhat more violent this season. I didn't even know that was possible. Yeah, Nate is a pretty boy, but so freaking toxic. And I think the toxicity outweighs the pretty. Coming in at number 8, Ruru. Now, I think you guys maybe expected this a little higher on the list, and I did really think about it, but Ruru was awful to people this season. She did not care. She was so selfish. Poor Chia. That girl needs to be in therapy because she's going through her, like, Rue was going through the house, breaking things, just saying the most horrible things to the mom. Although she never said anything exactly that bad to Gia. Still, she's gonna need therapy. Yeah, no, Rue was unhinged this season. I will say the only thing that she said that I was kind of like, yes, go Rue, was when she was talking to Jules and Elliot, and she called Elliot a snake, and Jules was just like, I love you. And she was like, no, you don't love me. Like, you, it was kind of like Outer Banks. You love being seen with me. It was kind of like one of those moments, but it was true. The entire time she was talking to Jules, I was like, no, you're so right. Jules is so two-faced in this moment. But yeah, sorry, Rue. Number 8. Number 7 is Miss Jules. Jules really hurt me this season because I loved her. Season 1, every time she was on screen, I was like, yes! Like I think I would skip actually to her scenes. I was very much a fan. This season, she just became this like terrible, selfish person, like very overly needy. Also, completely blind. You mean to tell me that you think that Rue is clean this entire time? Baby, she's walking around like this the whole entire season. Jules' whole like cheating thing with Elliot was just not cool. And she was sober while doing it. So for that reason, she is number 7. Number 6 is Miss Cat. This one was difficult for me to place because I don't really think that it was Cat's fault that she wasn't in the season that much, so I didn't really have a lot to judge her on. I don't understand why we went through this whole thing with her getting together with Ethan last season and then immediately not interested anymore. And I heard that it was part of like Sam Levinson like saying that he just didn't want to put her character in as much. I think they had disputes or something like that. I could be wrong. Because of that, that's really all we got from Kat was a little like, no, I don't like you anymore, Ethan. That was it. Like, she was barely in it. She was very much a side character. Honestly, I feel like BB had more lines than Kat had in this season. Okay, number 5, Cal Jacobs. I know you guys are like,
what? Why is he number 5?
This is worst to best. Like, why is he like so middle ground here? He did some horrible things, yes. But he also provided so much entertainment value to the show. And also you got to see a lot about his past, so you were made to feel empathy for him. Does he do some horrible things? Kinda, but nothing really that bad. Cheats on his wife. Like, bad, yes. But we all saw it coming. He's been doing it for years. We already knew that. He pees on the floor. Okay, not great. Funny, actually. A little funny. Okay, he does hit his son, so that's maybe not so great. But I will say the majority of things that Cal did was entertaining. He had more laughs than he had moments of like, oh no, what is he gonna do? And that's what I liked about him. He was just fun. I know, crazy. Number 4 is Elliot. I know you're probably like, what? He was a snake. Yes, I know, but I like Elliot. This is very biased, but I do like him. He was under the influence when he was with Jules. Most of the time. No, it was very ambiguous. So I kind of give him a little bit of slack there because I feel like it wasn't like crazy intentional. I feel like he didn't have malice behind his intentions. And I like Elliot's character. I feel like he was a good dynamic to their friend group. And at the end of the day, he did save Rue's life. As much as she calls him a snake for that, I mean, she's still here. My number 3 spot is Maddie. Oh, I was obsessed with her this season. I mean, I love Maddie from last season too. But I just feel like you got to see her more as a well-rounded person in this season because of what was happening with Cassie. Like, especially how she reacted when she found out. Like, she was more sad than she was angry about anything, and really showed how loyal she was. She is a G. Loved how supportive she was of Lexi in the play, and it was so satisfying when she slapped Cassie at the end. Number 2, okay, Fez this season, let's talk about it. I feel like he's so sweet. I mean, he was the first season with Rue, like always like that older brother type, but this, like, the Fez and Lexi relationship was just so sweet to watch. And it's just funny if you think about it. You're like, okay, so this is like a hardcore guy, but whenever you talk to him, he was like just a teddy bear. And I love that it brought her out of her shell. But yeah, I feel like you got to see a lot more sides of him this season. And I'm curious to see what happens next season, because obviously he's going to jail or some sort of, no, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. So I wonder what that does to the relationship. I'm sure it doesn't make it easier. And I loved how supportive he was of Lexi and Rue and Ashtray, showing how good of a big brother he is to Ashtray. He earned points. That's why he gets my spot too. Okay, so number 1 goes to Lexi. I feel like we maybe anticipated this a little bit. Again, this is my list, but I loved Lexi this season. I feel like I see myself almost in Lexi, but what was great to me was she didn't early in the beginning of the season have a ton of screen time, but I liked that she came into her own more. Even though she's not as crass as some of the other characters, I feel like she can still hold her own. Her play at the end, to quote Maddie, Lexi, you're a G. It was so entertaining and I loved it. I loved how like invigorated she got by the theater. It was just really fun to watch. I think that next season, because of like the thing that's happening with Fez, she'll be a little bit more hardened than she was this one. And I'm really excited to see her kind of fall apart a little bit, because like even Rue suggested, like, you know, you have trauma too, but you figured it out, which no one really figures that out. You mean like you find ways to cope with it, but I'm interested to see, like, if you put like the Fez thing on top of it, what happens to her. I love my girl Maud Apatow though. She's great. Anyway, that's my list. If you feel differently about the way that I ranked it, let me know in the comments and tell me how you would have ranked it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you another day. Bye guys.